just like to reflect a little bit. Frankly, we in this deliberation today, we spoke about simplicity. To say that the products need to be simple enough, I think that that is a very, very big factor. We also spoke about accessibility. We spoke about how we need to have the physical access. But frankly, let's just step back for a second. If you look at the insurance industry, it's grown at a CAGR of 15% since the regulations opened up. Again, primarily the growth has come from LIC. While obviously with the new insurance coming in, insurance companies coming in, there's bound to be LIC losing its market share, because even if one more comes in, the market share will be lost. But the important thing is that the growth momentum of LIC has been maintained, or the general insurance companies have been maintained over a period of time, and the private players have not been able to catch up to that particular growth momentum. So clearly, and tagging that with what Mr. Vijayan spoke about, the fact that once the claim ratios of the micro insurance actually exceed those of the macro insurance, that really will be the inflection point. Now, frankly, as far as claims ratio is concerned, this industry is not no deficiencies. They are not high because of a better penetration, and which is where I think the biggest problem is. Now, just turning a little bit onto the micro insurance part. We've all spoken about cost and accessibility and all that. I think one aspect that we have noticed is on the awareness front. If you look at the awareness as just one concept, frankly, can the poor or even the new rich, as Mr. Gopalakrishnan said, the people who are likely to be above the BPL but still in that range which is going to grow, we have 78% of that population in there. If you look between the lower BPL as well as the earning up to 2 lakh rupees a year, frankly, that population have too many other things to worry about. They basically survive on a daily basis. For them to incur an insurance cost requires a great deal of awareness, requires a great deal of simplicity. Unless they are aware as to what are the consequences that they're going to face or what are they into, they will not buy. If I have to choose between, even let me take financial inclusion. If I have to choose between paying my truck installment, which will give me a livelihood, and paying an insurance premium, no guesses what you'll choose. Insurance is viewed as a cost because the benefit is not immediate. Clearly, that is, now how will the benefit be immediate? And I think the government is doing a lot towards that, and the industry is doing a lot towards that. With all the regulations that we have, what we're trying to do is we're trying to increase penetration. So for example, we have all the rules relating to microinsurance that the IRDA has prescribed. We have the government sponsored schemes on health insurance, RSBI, which is I think a very, very good scheme. What is this doing? It's really getting people into the insurance fold at any cost. So RSBI, for example, is paying premiums. It is also protecting the fact that the insurance companies make a margin. Now, where the insurance companies can completely mess it up is by reverse bidding it to such atrocious levels that they become loss-making propositions. But if you did not do that, and if you maintained a decent level of profitability, and profitability, by the way, is required for anybody even to achieve a social cause. What is required is, can we see whether we can subsidize or incentivize? If we subsidize, then either the government subsidizes it through programs like the RSBY type programs, or even, I don't know, a unique thought would be if it came out of the corporate CSRs, where the respective corporates actually made sure that they achieved a level of insurance coverage within their own corporates, be it on the health side or on the general side or even on the life side. Frankly, if that CSR budget is something that the government can mobilize between the IRDA and the rest and the company's corporate affairs department to figure out how we can subsidize some of the premiums of the lower end employees. Your organized labor, the urban organized is also a very big segment and a very low hanging fruit that one can actually take. Our micro insurance policies are towards the rural unorganized. But even if you speak about the urban organized, I think there is a lot of opportunity. So some form of subsidization is required from the outside, and some sort of incentivization, maybe something like a capital subsidy that Philippines has. Some kind of incentivization is required, frankly, from the internal. Unless that push is there, unless we have the sheer number of policies, and unless people experience that if somebody ultimately dies in a family, there is a policy amount that some other family member receives. If that happens in one village, the rest of the village will buy the policies. If that happens in one corporate, the rest of the corporates will buy the policy. But that awareness has to get created, and there will be a requirement of a support that will be required. So frankly, while you can create the awareness, you can create the simplicity, and it's required to create all this, you will also need to make it feasible for the common man to buy. So affordability is not only through cost cutting, affordability will also have to be through subsidization. That's the only additional point I had to make in addition to whatever the others have said. Thank you.